Lone Star Audio presents an unabridged recording of Hadrian's Walls by Robert Draper, narrated by Peter Bradbury. This work is copyrighted 1999 by Robert Draper. This recording is copyrighted 2002 by Recorded Books, producer and publisher of Lone Star Audio. Shepherdsville, East Texas, is a prison town. Almost everyone who lives there is either a prison employee or an inmate. It's a town where crime pays for the roads, the people, the parks, and for the larger-than-life prison director, Sonny Hope, to wield his influence over the entire state of Texas and his power over one man, Hadrian Coleman, who was sent to prison as a boy for saving Sonny's life. And now, Hadrian's Walls.
Chapter 1. There's more than one way to get to Shepherdsville, but the route I took isn't found on any map, being as how the old mule cart roads of East Texas are unnumbered, and when it comes down to it, ungoverned by the state. You damn sure wouldn't want to get lost on them, even if you're partial to the woods. I'm less partial than I used to be as a kid, for reasons I hope to make clear soon enough. Still, deep East Texas is where I'm from. I have never blamed the bad in me on anyone or anything, but credit for the good in me, and it's there despite what I once believed, must surely go to these thickets, these river bottoms, these pig trails and sloughs and battered clay roads, and to the people here who have drawn from their environs a rough elemental goodness, and did what they could to pass it on to me. That these most obscure of roads outline the very path I'd taken in an earlier year, though in the opposite direction, belly down, recoiling from the moonlight, naturally suggested something. But I wasn't about to consider it. After all, a man who not only distrusts his instincts but actively fears them, well, he's got to find a way to live with himself somehow or other, and so he leaves it to others, and to that evil little meter humming somewhere in the oblivion of his guts, to register this latest demonstration of ill judgment, and most likely conclude that his lust for badness is proof of badness incarnate. No, better for me to keep it simple. I had to get to Shepherdsville, and it's the prettiest way to go, and to me the most gratifying, not to mention the slowest, and I was in no hurry to get to Shepherdsville. In my shabby off-yellow Impala, I passed through the surly lushness of the lowlands, a panorama blemished here and there by caved-in produce stands, cemeteries choked with kudzu, and squatty missionary Baptist and Pentecostal churches that secreted a dark sorcery of their own, the debris of a tribe that never stood a chance. But no, I knew for a fact that people lived out here, on byroads that made this one look like a tollway. "Get on, you old mule," I said as I gave the gas to my car, which I'd picked up somewhere in the Missouri boot heel a year ago from some Amway drifter who took my 200 and grinned like a jackass eating bees. His miscalculation. I'd put 4,000 miles on the Impala since then, not counting this journey I'd begun the afternoon before. Then again, I generally spared it roads as unruly as these. Red clay swirled through the open windows, and I squinted and spat as it coated me. "Dust to dust," I hollered out, a meager battle cry, the best that I could manage on this day I hadn't seen coming, this August day that deserved to be the greatest day of my life. Today it was official. I was free. No rodent under the floorboards free as I'd been the last 8 years. No, this was the real thing. The wide-open invitation to take the outlaw roads in broad daylight, rebaptize myself in native soil, and make a mess of myself all over again. And maybe the joy would hit me after the dust did. In Shepherdsville they made bricks out of this clay, and walls with the bricks, and without those walls and men to stick behind them, there might as well not be a Shepherdsville. But look around, I told myself. No numbers here for roads or for men. No keeping track. I kept the windows down, taking the dust with the free air. Fatigue and the heat pressed against my neck.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?